guys, it's Vara, and today we are going to be talking about some more Guilds of Ravnica spoilers. I've been trying to do them once every 2 days, so I'm not kind of spamming you guys with the spoilers. Plus, there hasn't been a ton. We've seen a lot of cards spoiled in alternate language, so we've been waiting for translations, we've been waiting for the official one in English to drop. So there is a couple cards that I do want to talk about today. Of course, rares and mythics, and let's get right into it. So the first card that I really wanted to talk about was Omnispell Adept. This is a 4 colorless, 1 blue, 3/4 body human wizard, and it reads, 2 in a blue, tap it, and then you may cast an instant or sorcery card from your hand without paying its mana cost. I think that this card is going to be very good. Now, this isn't a broken card, this isn't an amazing card, but I could see this played in the Nexus of Fate deck, and I really don't like saying that, because I really don't like supporting that deck. I know a lot of people have a problem with it, and I could see this used in other formats, but I do in Standard see this possibly being used in that deck. And also, I'm planning on making a blue-red Izzet Wizards deck, and I probably will be playing this because I'm going to be trying to play a lot of higher casting cards like that. So I do definitely think that this card overall will have some sort of place in Standard. It is a little bit of a high cost though, so I'm not sure if we'll see it played at 2 copies, probably 2 copies or 4 copies. I'm not sure about 4 copies though, but overall this is a pretty decent card. I'm not loving the art on this one, honestly. I feel like it's just really plain. The background just looks like it was thrown in there. The character doesn't have a lot of detail, not a lot of shading going on here. I don't really like this art though, so that's all I have to say about that card. The next card is Dimir Spybug. Now, this is a pretty good card. This is going to be used in a lot of Dimir decks. It is a 1 blue, 1 black, 1/1 body creature insect. It has flying, it has a menace, and whenever you surveil, you put a +1/+1 counter on Dimir Spybug. Now, this card, it's okay, and then it hits you with the, if you surveil, put a 1/1, because so many cards that are plain blue and plain black have surveil now. This is going to be really good. I see Dimir being very powerful, and I do also see this card being great in limited, like drafting and sealed. This is a very, very good card. I think that this card, even though it's an uncommon, I wanted to talk about it because I do think that this is going to be a key piece in a lot of decks now, and where Dimir and Golgari are the 2 best decks right now, from what we've seen, I do think that this is going to be a staple in a lot of people's decks now. The art on it is okay. I mean, it's a bug. It looks pretty decent. It could be worse, but you got a little bit of a Izzet lightning bolt in the back. You've got the red. I wish the red was more vibrant, but the characters themselves, the bugs themselves, look pretty solid as bugs, so I'm okay with this artwork with this card. So the next card is another uncommon. I usually don't cover uncommons, but these 2 really stood out to me. This one is Crackling Drake. It is a 2 blue, 2 red, star/4 body, and it is a creature drake. It has flying, and it's practically like the Enigma Drake, but it's a little bit different. So it's got the flying, like I said, and it's got Crackling Drake's powers equal to the total number of instant and sorcery cards you own in exile and in your graveyard. And it also has, when it enters the battlefield, draw a card. So Enigma Drake has the power is equal to the total number of instants and sorcery cards in your graveyard. So this one is also that you own in exile and in your graveyard. I do see this being a very good card in Standard. Now, we're going to still see some Enigma Drake decks. We're going to see Izzet. Izzet is very powerful. And yes, the cost of this is 1 more than Enigma Drake, but I definitely see this being used. I think that this is a great card, a great uncommon. I think this uncommon is going to fetch $2 to $3, maybe even $4. I personally myself am going to be using it, and I know a lot of people really enjoyed the Enigma Drake deck in the previous format, so I definitely see this card being utilized. I'm not sure of anything else but Standard, because we don't really see decks revolving around cards like this really in other formats. It's a little bit risky. Usually people go for a more solid type of strategy, but this is a pretty good card. I do like it. The artwork is okay. I wish it was a dragon. If this card was a dragon, it would have been 10 times better. We would have seen it in 10 times more decks, but unfortunately they made it a Drake. They probably did that so it couldn't be utilized, but I really wish this was a dragon. I could see this being used in so many more decks if it was a dragon. But this card overall is a very solid card, and that is the end of the uncommons for what I have to talk about today. So the next card I want to talk about is Mission Briefing. It is a 2 blue instant. This card is very good. It is Surveil 2, then choose an instant or sorcery card in your graveyard. You may cast this card this turn. If this card would be put into your graveyard this turn, exile it instead. So people are kind of talking about this as a standard Snapcaster, and I understand why. So the Surveil 2 is a very good. And then you have the similar ability. You choose an instant or sorcery in your graveyard and you can cast it. I do think that this card is going to be very big. I do think that people are really going to use this. I mean, Nexus of Fate, who? This is definitely going to be used in that deck. This is definitely going to be used in Izzet decks. This is definitely going to be used in a wide variety of decks. This is a great card. I definitely think that this card is going to pull and fetch at least $5. I think that Guilds of Ravnica so far for money cards is really looking good. But of course, price speculations now, they could change depending on who uses the cards, the accessibility of the cards, and stuff like that. This is an amazing rare. I really like this card. And the artwork is very solid too. It's really got that blue feel to it. I wish that the background had a little bit more of that whitish, greenish hue. But overall, this card has a lot of nice detail. The character looks good. I mean, it's really coherent for the demure look of it. So that is what I have got to talk about with you guys today. Let me know what you guys think about these cards so far. Do you think Crackling Drake should have been a dragon? Damn, I wish it was a dragon. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys again with more spoilers really soon.